Hello. Let's talk about annotating. It's super fun, and I think you're going to like it, like everything in this class. First, let me just run over what annotating means. It means taking notes. That's it. Annotating means just writing in your book or any kind of note taking where you write down notes. So it's very simple what it means, but how should it be done? Well, I'm sure you've done some form of annotating in your life. I'm going to introduce you to ways of annotating I like, and they're kind of their purpose and reason. So for starters, here's how you do it. Here's what annotating is. It's writing notes in a book. This is a book I wrote notes in. I did all kinds of crazy stuff. I wrote little arrows on the side. That's one form of notes, just to keep track of kind of important places. I wrote words in the margins, like I wrote something here, I wrote something here. What I write here, humans are like chickens. So it can be anything. It's just my thoughts while I'm reading. It can also be, what else do we have? It can have little arrows. You might make connections within the text, underline one word, loop it to another word. In other words, you're just writing notes in your book. So here's an important note. A lot of people think of annotating as looking for important points in the text, and so their form of annotating is just underlining or highlighting. That's not annotating. That might be useful to you, but it is not annotating. It could be a part of annotating, but annotating is writing notes. Have you ever seen a book or got a used book where people underline things, and after a while in the book they underline like everything, and at a certain point it just doesn't mean anything? In fact, if you ever underline something, what I want you to do is write a note about why you underlined something. Because you might underline something because you thought it sounded cool, or because you thought it was important, you thought it sounded mysterious, or you thought you should come back to it later. But if you don't write that down, 2 pages later, if you look back at that underline, you have no idea why you did it. So underlining is fine, but not enough. Finally, so writing notes is annotating. Doing more than just underlining is annotating, and also the how you do annotating is think of it as getting into a conversation with the text. Start thinking of the process of reading as a back and forth between you and the book. The book isn't just speaking to you, but you're speaking back to it. So that's kind of like what I want you to keep in mind while you're annotating. Now let me talk about 3 reasons for annotating. The first reason is probably the most simple and applicable to this class. It's to keep in mind the purpose why you're doing it. So when I was reading this book, my purpose was to write a book review. So my purpose was very clear. I knew what I was looking for. I was thinking about ways to write about the book when I was done. I wanted to keep in mind character names, things like that. Your purpose in this class might be because you're going to write about it, whatever you're reading afterwards. Or you might want to be comparing one text to another. So that might be your purpose. So that's important when you're annotating, keeping in mind your purpose. The other thing you're doing when you're annotating is just trying to develop a deeper understanding of the text. When you stay focused on what you're reading by annotating, your brain stays more active. You won't zone out as much when you're reading. So that's another great reason for annotating. And the third purpose of annotating, I've already kind of discussed the idea of getting into a conversation with the text. But here's why that's important. It makes you as important as the book. Instead of the book being the authority on things, you are the book's equal, and you're part of the discussion. And that's important for you as an academic, as a college student, because it means you are elevating yourself to the same level as this author, and that's how you should be. You're a scholar, you're a writer, and you're a thinker, and I want you to start thinking of yourself that way. So that's how you should annotate, or reasons how. You might have a better way, and those are some reasons why annotating can help you and why it's purposeful. All right, hope that helps. Start annotating right now. Oh, final thought. Are you worried about writing in your book? you feel like books are this kind of sacred thing that you shouldn't write in? Well, get rid of that thought. I even ripped pages out. I didn't like that page maybe, or maybe I just used it as a bookmark. Maybe I just rip it out right now. I don't know. A book doesn't need to be this kind of a sacred thing. It's a tool. It's something you can use and play with. Have you ever seen like someone's toolbox when all the tools are perfectly clean? There's not a bit of dust or oil or rust on them. No. Maybe the same could be true of your books. Now, I understand some of you might want to return your books and they're not allowed to have markings on it. In this case, you're going to use Post-its. Some of the other videos I put below this will talk about other strategies for annotating. You might also be using a digital copy, and that's going to look different than annotating like this. Anyway, experiment, play around, find a way that works for you. Good luck, have fun.